James.
Hey, nice to
How
see
you
you in the
doing?
daytime.
That makes a nice change, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Look what I've brought you. Have a look at this.
Sweet.
Would you like to go for a ride in this?
Absolutely.
What do you think of it? First of all, do you know what it is?
I have no idea. It's huge. What are we looking at? Hold on. Oh, an Audi.
It's an Audi. It's an Audi. This is the A8. It's the luxury version of the Audi range. This is the flagship. So this is essentially the car that sort of sired the Bentley, if you think about it.
Absolutely.
From that sort of point of view.
Hold
This
on.
one-
I need a shot. I need a picture.
Yeah, get a picture.
We gotta-
That'll be on Instagram.
This is just a nice car. I
It's
love the
amazing.
chrome. I love the chrome.
Forget the chrome. Check out the back of this thing. You've got to have a sit in
Oh,
there.
this is incredible. This
Have a look at that.
is a car.
This is a limousine. This is the long wheelbase version.
This is super comfortable.
See if you can pull down that center console.
So
You've got all your control
It's
systems
the
right.
Starship
Climate.
Enterprise.
It is this James Kirk's great James Kirk's chair, isn't it?
It is.
So you've got the
Look at this,
climate
cup
control.
holders.
You've got your entertainment system.
Adjust the seat up and down.
You
Look
can.
at
You've got
that.
massage seats as well. This
Wow.
thing even goes forward to give you more room. You've got a footstool there as well.
Very nice.
You've got your TV, stereo, sound system. You can watch
Put the
the game
headphones
in, here.
in so that I can be watching the movies and just get chauffeured around. This is fantastic. And there's so much room in here. It's really neat. Oh, look at that. If you need
Make sure you look good, yeah?
Exactly.
That's always
I've
important.
never seen that before.
Well, especially since like they say you need to be on radio, right? So
Yeah, I've got a face for radio. Absolutely. This is great. This
Good,
is
huh?
really, really nice.
so you up for a ride?
Yeah, let's
All
do
right,
it.
let's do that. So here we are. We're in the Audi A8 now. We're on the move because this is actually you're in the first episode of a new series that we're starting, and the series is actually called Conversations on the Move.
There we
Right?
go.
So we're on the move now, and we're going to have a conversation. But who are you? Well, you are James Piecowye, and we know you really well because we're on your show every Monday night.
I
aren't
know.
we?
I'm the luckiest guy on the planet.
But tell us a little bit about yourself, about who you are and what you do, because you're Dr. James Piecowye.
I am. So I have lived in the UAE since 2000. I came here to be part of Zayed University's College of Communication and Media Sciences. I teach primarily courses that have a more of a theory background, although I do teach practical courses as well, and public speaking and such. And public speaking,
Wow, okay.
presentations.
All right.
I'm the guy. And really, what sort of brought me here was an opportunity to be part of a university that was starting out. Zayed University had only been in operation for, but they've had students for 1 year. So
Yeah.
at 2 years old, had students for 1 year. So I joined, and I've been here ever since. And
How did you get into the radio
well,
stuff then?
that's a long story, but to cut a long story short, there was a point about 5 years in where I said, I'd really like to have some fun talk radio. And this was right before Dubai I started.
Have you done any radio before?
No, never.
Oh, really?
Never. Only listened. So
Have you done anything sort of public? Have you done something like acting
Never.
or something?
No, never. Professors are natural born actors. I am living proof.
There's a secret we didn't know.
So I literally approached the folks over at 99.3 The Better Mix and managed to wear them down and started doing a once-a-week talk show with Schroeder Evans at the time on the weekends.
Right.
And it was, in between the songs, we'd talk about news.
Oh, okay.
Schroeder
So
left.
topical sort of stuff, yeah.
Schroeder left. We moved back to New Zealand, and Jeff Price took over, and we changed the show
Okay.
in that it was the comic side of hard news. So it was all about hard news, but only from only the laughable side of the story. And he never knew what we were going to talk about. He didn't want to know.
A bit unpredictable.
And so the goal of that program became getting people to
When
pull
was
over
that on
laughing.
there?
That was in 2006.
2006, that's sort of when I came here in 2006. Imtishan, who's sitting in the back very quietly at the moment, he's been here a lot
Which
longer.
is the oddest thing. I've never heard him so quiet.
Because you're so interesting, James.
Did you ever hear him on the radio before then, MT? Because I actually did hear you. I did actually listen to you on the radio before
I have
I
heard
was
your
on your
smooth,
show, honestly
sultry
speaking.
voice once in a while on the radio in the evenings. Yeah, but it wasn't a regular listener till, to be honest, till we started coming on it.
So, well, and then what ended up happening is Dubai Eye started, and at that point, Jason Lumber was doing the Nightline show, and he was moving to a different slot. And they had an opening, and they asked if I'd be interested. I said absolutely not. Came in after
Famous
a while.
last words.
Came in after a while, sat down behind the desk. Sticky Fingers gave me a run through on how to do everything, and
What's
next thing
Sticky
you know,
Fingers?
he was one of the presenters.
All right.
That's
Okay.
an actual name of an actual person.
Yes.
Well, I was just thinking like
From London.
So Sticky Fingers showed you how to use the controls. Isn't that
Yeah.
a bit difficult with
Yeah.
Sticky Fingers?
Well, that's why he's the only one that does the controls.
And,
Oh.
and from then, I just haven't been able to give it up. It's just
That's
a
amazing.
lot of fun, and you know, like you guys, you get to meet great people and have and learn
What do you
about
mean?
a lot of
Are
things.
you sorry? Did you say we're great people?
Yeah, you're great
oh,
people.
whoa!
You're great
On
people.
record.
You're great people. Great people.
So you've got us on your show because we obviously we
Right.
do the car talk segments on Monday nights from 9 o'clock on Dubai Eye 103.8. But you had car stuff on there before as well.
Yes.
Is this a personal thing? Are you a car guy as such?
Yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're talking to a serious guy who's going to sit down and talk about horsepower and that, yeah, I'm not that guy. But I like cars, and I enjoy looking at the rolling stock. I enjoy sitting down and having a conversation. I think cars are one of those things, a lot like school. Everyone has an opinion on cars. We're constantly driving them. We're constantly seeing them, and it's fun to sort of get under the hood and take a look and see what's going on. My brother's a mechanic. My parents have always had a variety of vehicles, and to this day, actually, my grandfather gave me his 1950 Fargo pickup truck before he passed away, and I always laughed at that because I'm not the mechanic, so I gifted it to my brother,
Oh,
and
right,
it still
okay.
runs. It's on the road. He drives it.
So is that what you learned to drive in then?
No.
So when did you learn to drive and what?
So Canada, in Ontario, I grew up in Ajax, town just outside of Toronto. I learned to drive in a Chevy van.
A Chevy van.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
So
like the
describe
18
it. Yeah, I was
Exactly.
gonna say, is it
Yep,
it's
yep,
like the 18
exactly like the 18 van. Had a sofa in
VA
the back.
brackers. Don't touch the van, fool.
Did it have guns in the back?
No.
No?
Did it have facemen in the
It
back?
had lights though. Had lights on the top. It,
Did
had
it have
some-
a red stripe on the side?
No.
Ugh.
No. It was
Not really
brown.
the
We've
18
got to
van.
have an 18 van here. Come on.
But can you imagine learning how to drive in a van?
That's so cool. That's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah. Can you imagine picking up? Maybe you're going on a date and driving up to someone's house in a van.
Love machine.
Parents are looking out. What's he driving?
My daughter's not getting into that.
Exactly.
Open up the back door. Let's have a look. Dear, oh dear. So you learned to drive on a van.
Learned how
So
to
was
drive
that
on a van.
effectively your first car then?
Pretty much.
Well, okay. So that was your.
Well, it was my parents' vehicle. I didn't have
Right.
my own first. The first vehicle that I could ever say was mine was a Mazda 323 winter beater. $435 Canadian.
$435. But see, isn't that the wonderful thing? Because in places like it's more difficult here to buy older cars like
Yeah.
that. But even like in the UK, the first car I bought for my sister, 1979 Honda Civic, paid £400 for it.
There you
You know,
go.
the guy didn't know what it was worth. I said, take me to a cash machine now. I'll give you 400 quid for it. He says,
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
It's a great car.
Exactly.
Great car.
Exactly. You remember those? Then we had Golf Cabriolets. My wife and I, a couple of those.
Oh,
You know.
VWs, huh?
Yeah, we love
Part
them.
of the VAG group.
Yeah.
How does the
yeah,
Audi
go
connection
figure that
there?
one
Look
out,
at that,
huh?
yeah.
And
But they're probably a bit different to this one.
Oh,
Was it the one with the hoop on the back? The Remington steel
Yes.
one? Yes, there was
Yes.
that one, wasn't it?
Yes.
Those are quite nice, actually. Those
It was
aged quite well.
very nice,
Was it
very nice.
Giugiaro who designed those? Or?
I
It
think
could
it
be,
was.
yeah.
It's somebody Italian. Somebody-
He did drive. Did design the Golf actually.
Everyone always said to us, because here you are, newlyweds, and I'm a grad student, and everyone's saying, "Oh, are you crazy owning a product, a Volkswagen product?" And these cars were so reliable, so comfortable, and they just did everything.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting in an Audi, and I'm going, you know what? Nothing. This is beautiful. This is beautiful.
But can you see the DNA? Could you? I mean, could you really?
There's no hoop, just before you know.
Now, you know, there's something about the ride.
Uh-huh.
There's something about the feel, and it's there's an essence there. And even in those smaller cars, there's something about the way they're weighted, the way they ride on the road. There's little bits, there's little pieces, but that Golf was special.
So, would you say that was? Because what often happens is that you do, and I don't know if you're like me, but I often wish I still had or could get another example of the first car that I
Yeah.
sort of learned to drive on and stuff like that, which was actually a 1980 Honda Accord. Do Do you have that sort of sentimentality?
I'd love to have it back. Every time we see one, that was our car.
Yeah.
And I know where our car is because I know who we sold it to.
Really?
And
So you can theoretically get it back?
I'm very tempted to go and visit them and say,
Ooh.
you know, do you still have it? Is it still sitting in the garage or not? And it wasn't until about 2007 that we sold it. We still had it up to 2007 back
Wow.
in Canada.
So hang on. So when did you first get it?
Oh, it was 1995 with
Wow.
the Golf.
Wow, that's a good life for a car.
And it was 2007 we finally had to let it go.
Notice this car has gone off.
Yeah.
I haven't turned it off.
What
It's gone
happened?
off.
But the air conditioning's still running.
Kind of. It's kind of blowing air through, but it's actually
It's cold,
off.
but it's cool though.
You know why it's done that?
No.
See this little button here? That one. I'm gonna press that now. It comes back on again.
Wow.
This is fuel saving because you really need to do that in a 4-liter V8.
You actually really do, I think.
But it's okay.
But you
Adi gave it to me with a full tank of fuel. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Now, so if you're like me, and I've driven lots of I've bought old cars and sold old cars, driven old cars, and I've had them breaking down on me
Yes.
a lot, right?
Yes.
So to me, if a car is parked at a traffic light and it stops, I freak out.
I'm always worried about the guy behind me who's beeping the horn. Get out of my Come on! It's not starting. It's not starting.
No, Jalop, you don't have to crank the thing.
Because for me, it's like, not now, please, not now. I used to have these conversations with a 79 Cortina that I used to own, a Ford
Oh.
Cortina. I detested that car. I hated it. I used to scream obscenities at that car, you know.
It's a bit Basil faulty, that.
Seriously, I was like, not now, you, no! You know, if I could find a branch, I would have hit it with that branch. That's what I would have done. And I kid you not, this was a car I used to leave unlocked in London. I used to leave it unlocked, but I used to take my cassettes out because they were more valuable to me. This is back in the era of cassettes. I used to leave it unlocked, hoping somebody would nick it.
Where's the cassette player in this vehicle?
You've been looking a while, one suspects.
You know what you've got here?
Oh, there we go. Look
You
at
got
that.
CD player, right? Okay.
Yeah.
You got SD card 1,
Wow.
a SIM card,
SD
an
card
SD card 2.
That's amazing.
You can connect your iPod-y things. You can Bluetooth it up.
But actually,
Or you
all
can
want
listen
is
to-
USB is all you really want in the car.
Well, to be honest, all you need is one of these phones, right?
Yeah,
and then
Bluetooth
just
it in.
Bluetooth it and off you go, sort of thing.
So-
So how fast is this thing then?
This car. Do you want to
Okay.
find out? There's a camera
There's
right
a
there.
camera there.
That was a test.
Don't tempt me.
Yeah.
Don't, red rag triple. No.
So it's
Well,
the 4-liter V8.
this is 0 to 100 in under 5
This is a
seconds.
Quattro.
4-liter V8,
Let's take it
all-wheel drive
off-road.
quattro. Let's not take it off-road.
We could take it off-road, but you know...
It's
I mean,
rained. The
Well-
sand's hard. Let's try it. Right over there. Come on.
Yeah, you
Come
like
on.
you like off-roading, right?
Hold on. I'm gonna put my bag in this little net thing that they've got.
That's quite handy, isn't it?
It is very
Stops
handy.
it rolling around. But you like off-roading, right? Because what do you own at the moment? And you own 2 of these.
2 Jeep Wranglers. The Sahara.
Wranglers.
Yeah. Unlimited, 4-door.
One
and-
was
and
not
two.
enough.
One for me, one for my wife.
Ah, of course. He's in her.
Yeah, exactly.
And yours got but yours is the one with the flowery stickers on it.
Yes. Yes.
It
although
matches the shirt. And this was a funny thing, isn't it? You told me once that somebody met you outside of the radio station, and they met you, and the first thing they said to you was, "You actually do wear these shirts."
Yeah.
You have a container full of them at home.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
These
So you
are
don't need to ever
fantastic.
shop for clothes again
Not
in your
really.
lifetime.
What's
And-
the story with the shirts then?
Do you really want to know?
Yeah, go on then.
1992-ish. My cousin.
Man, you went all professory then. You
Yeah.
went,
Yeah.
in the year 1990.
Hold on. 1992.
You gotta suck on the edge and think of that.
My cousin gave me a gag shirt, and it was a vintage Hawaiian shirt from Maui.
Wow.
From the original
Vintage.
From the original DuPont factory, because that factory burned down. And original Hawaiian shirts weren't cotton; they were made out of this man-made fiber. So he gives me this gag shirt. I put this shirt on. It's fuchsia with pink flowers on it. I should have worn it today.
You
And
still
I
have
still
it?
I still have it. I still
Oh
wear
my
it.
word.
And I put this shirt on, and I just went, "This is amazing." And from that day on, I just started wearing those shirts and looking for the vintage ones. And then I've sort of branched out into a variety of shirts that are, some would say obnoxious, I say eclectic. And I've started just wearing them all. I've probably got right now,
Somebody
but
once said you were following a fashion that was dead before your time, sir.
I got about 200 of them.
Well, talking of fashion, have you started to think about the James Piecowye line of fashion?
I did. You know what? We did at one point think about creating James Wear.
No way.
James
And,
Wear.
and I
Excellent.
flirted with the idea. We were in Bali. I had 200 of my favorite shirts made. 200, all in my size.
Whoa! Oh, hang on a minute.
In case I couldn't sell them.
Good
I'm thinking if I'm gonna have to wear them, might as well be in my size. So
Good
we only
thinking.
made two versions,
Uh-huh.
and both versions only in my size. So that limited the potential customers. And we,
Canadians about your size, your height.
yeah. and we actually sold them all, and I learned a lot about the fashion trade in that, and realized that there is a market. The market is probably not here, but
Not
you-
Tommy Bahamas market, then, is it?
and if you want to do something, you've got to do it right, and that would have it just required more effort and time than I had to put into it at that
Right,
moment
right,
with
right, right.
teaching and with doing the radio.
You now
So-
solved the mystery, I think.
So actually, this was just an excuse to get 200 shirts for yourself.
Yeah,
really.
but we did sell them all. So, and there are a group of people who constantly say, "Are you getting
Oh, you
more?"
did? Oh, you
yeah,
did
yeah.
sell them?
Oh, I sold, I sold them all.
Oh, good.
And the big problem, and this is some of the issues that we find in the car market, where you've got a great vehicle and you maybe sell it at a lower price than comparable vehicles are being sold, and sometimes people will buy and say, "What a deal," or they'll say, "Well, what's wrong with it? Why are you selling it at that price?"
Yeah.
And so I was,
How can you get a defective shirt?
well,
I thought it works.
people just sort of went, "Why is it so affordable?" I mean, it was nice fabric.
Why is it not costing? Only in
That-
Dubai would you have
That's
it.
it.
on.
It wasn't. Someone said to
This
me,
is
"You
too
sell
affordable.
them, you sell them too cheap."
It's too cheap. I won't have it.
And so
Charge
I-
me more. Charge me more. Then I will feel comfortable.
But I you know, and the other side of those shirts, they were all numbered, and they
That's
all
it, our
came with
rates
a
are going up
and they
this
all
year.
came with a certificate.
Oh, they came with a certificate.
Yeah, of authenticity.
Oh
From
my
James
God,
Wear?
James
Well,
Wear.
yeah, signed by me, suggesting that if you ever want to get rid of that shirt,
I'll buy it back.
I always own them. So send it back, and I'll take it back from
Oh,
you.
that's
have me
really
take this
weird.
back?
So there you
no,
go.
I never sent one back, so it's
Because the postage is more expensive.
So you didn't actually sell them; you leased them
I
out.
pretty much leased
Yeah,
them,
they're
yeah.
like on a 90-year lease or
yeah,
something like
exactly.
that. Yeah.
That's a great.
That's
way to
quite
look at it.
Your children
extraordinary.
will come one day, they will collect in the
But
night.
you know
They'll
what?
come.
This is a whole new concept in business. It's worth thinking
Yeah,
about,
I'm
right?
thinking
You know?
about this now. I'm thinking. Hold on, I got to write this down.
You came up with it.
You've articulated it for me.
Right. Oh, okay. There you go.
Next week in leasing shirts.
That's a whole different program,
Yeah.
I think. You know?
But you know, you have to have the right shirt when you're driving. And that's the
Well,
other thing. You've
I-
got to dress for a vehicle.
Well, the thing is, do you think? Okay, let me ask you this then.
Yeah.
Do you think you are appropriately attired for this particular car?
Absolutely. I'm dressed like this for everything.
You know, I've seen the people Audi and they dress a little bit different.
Hold on, I'm not wearing flip-flops. I drove a Bentley with flip-flops.
Oh my God!
true,
You
you are
did, didn't
wearing
you?
a hands-
Yeah, shorts and a flip-flop. You know, the thing is, I've just gotten into this car, and I do kind of feel underdressed.
Yes.
I do feel like I should be wearing a sports coat.
Yes. Yes.
And yeah.
I think some cars do that too. I mean,
This
there's
is
some
one of
cars.
them. This is rich. This car is really rich.
You do. I mean, part of me does think, oh, maybe I should go on a tie today.
And a white shirt and a black
White-
suit.
exactly.
And a peaked cap.
Exactly. Hang on. Hang on. Isn't that a certain Mr. Statham?
I was thinking more chauffeur, but
Oh,
okay,
chauffeur. All right. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the driver.
No, you don't have the steely eyes.
Oh,
You
come
don't have
on.
the steely
I can
eyes.
do the steely eye thing.
Yeah, but then you have to
But
shave
I'm
your
not
face.
bald.
You're not bald.
I'm not bald though.
You know, you
That's the
just
problem.
put on the.
I could do the accent. Where do you want to go? I got two rules. I don't stop, and I delete.
What was the other rule?
I forgot the other one.
Because you don't open the boot and that was the
That's it. I don't open the boot except to put my bags in there. Well, I've already put them in there, so that's fine.
You're
I'm
a useless driver.
I'm a useless driver. And hang on.
You
What are you
don't
talking
stop.
about?
What do you mean you
You're
don't stop?
comfortable. You're fine.
No,
You're
I'm
climate
just
control.
not
You
you.
got cool seats, you know.
I
What?
know.
Have you
Cool
tried
seats
the
in the
cool
back.
seats?
Oh, turn them on.
You have cool seats in the back. I think you got that. I think that is the cool. There you go.
Oh.
So now you got cool seats. You see?
Wow. Nice.
Can you feel it?
Yes.
You probably. I don't know if you got massage seats on this car. You probably do. I think. Yes. Okay. So there's a knob, for want of a better word, at the front of your bolster, side
Oh, yeah.
bolster, and you can twiddle that around. You can see it there. Can you see it there? And then you can select
Look at
what you
that.
want. So you got
Look at that. And visual display.
visual display.
I've never seen that before.
and
I've-
several different type of massages.
Wow.
So try
Truly.
one.
But truly,
Yeah.
there's a lot of companies have massage seats in cars now.
Yeah.
I've never seen a visual display like this.
So you got a wave massage, you got a pulse, stretch,
Nice.
lumbar, or you can just have it on the shoulder.
Or the Jason,
you know?
depending on your point of view.
Yeah. Bet Jason Statham didn't have this.
He was too busy.
He's too busy
driving.
beating people up.
Yeah, for a man who drives, he doesn't spend a lot of time driving. He spends a lot of time hitting people.
He spends a lot of time hitting people. He really does.
A film called The Transporter. There was not much transport happening.
Isn't there a TV series now?
Yes, it's not great.
But it's not him.
Well, he's a bit expensive for TV.
But how can it be the transporter then if it's not him?
It's his brother-in-law.
Is it really?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
But it's it's kind of just imagine that it's his brother-in-law. Or,
I thought that would have made perfect sense. I thought, hang on, that kind of works, you know?
Yeah, his brother-in-law. Then there's his auntie gets in, and they all go off to the beach, and then
So what? That is a movie that we've immediately identified with an Audi, for example. Have you noticed this? Have you noticed what it's doing? Have you noticed what it's doing there? You probably
What's
can't
going on
feel
with
it,
it? What is
but
that?
because I'm not indicating,
Yeah.
you see there's a line down
Yeah.
the middle of the road, right? Because
Yeah.
I'm not indicating, I'm trying to cross this line. The steering's fighting me.
I can see that.
The steering actually is fighting me because this has got basically lane keeping tech, right?
Nice.
So it won't let you cross lanes, and if you are trying to cross lanes, then it will just give you that little nudge to make sure is that what you really meant.
Makes
Did
you a better driver.
Well, you know what? I would argue about that,
You think?
but it makes, I guess, for a lot of people, it makes them safer. People that maybe
You know that
Shall we-
person
shall we
talking
say-
with their hand and they're looking over. Hey, what are you?
like I'm doing right now, yeah.
both hands on the wheel.
But I was
both hands
thinking,
on the
I was
wheel.
thinking more along the lines of the sort of people that aren't really focusing on what they're doing when they're
Yeah.
driving, such as maybe they're doing what they shouldn't be, like on the phone, for example, or maybe they're falling asleep.
Yeah,
you know? So, for example, if I leave this here, you see that? You see what it did? It corrected itself,
Yeah.
and it brought it back into this lane. But these are the sort of safety features that are coming
That's
onto these
cool.
cars now. But going back to what I was saying, movies and cars.
Yeah.
We equated the Audi. We talked about Jason Statham. What's your sort of favorite car movies, and what are the ones that really stick out for you? And
Back to the Future DeLorean. Right off the bat.
Speaking my language.
There we go. Dukes of Hazzard.
oh yeah, General Lee,
The Burt
so wait, hang
Reynolds.
on, so
Burt
which-
Reynolds.
Smokey and the Bandit.
There we go. I'm dating myself here.
They're all old movies because they're no new car movies.
Well, there are. There's a whole line of them. Hollywood's caught on to this now, haven't they? But
Which
but it's not working in the same way, don't you
No,
think so?
no,
It's not quite working in the same way, is it? I mean, you had Need for Speed, right? You've got the whole Fast and Furious
I've
franchise.
watched all of those Fast and Furious, and they do make me want to get some of those cars, but
Yeah.
it's not the same because a lot of those aren't just the cars that you're gonna sort of find out there. Oh, Starsky
are all
and
custom-
Starsky and Hutch.
Starsky and Hutch, Ford Gran
There
Torino.
we go. Oh man.
There's a
that's
couple of
great.
those here.
There are.
Yeah, the striped tomato. Tomato. I think I said tomato. Didn't say tomato. I said
Oh,
tomato
I noticed
because
that.
it's
I noticed that.
Starsky and
The
Hutch.
car is basically front wheel drive because it just dived so much. That was amazing to watch.
Well, the guy, what was his name? The guy that drove it.
Starsky.
No, I mean the actor's name. I meant the actor.
Starsky.
Okay, Starsky. I'm
Yeah.
Starsky. He's Hutch.
Yeah.
We do that sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm Shazad. He's Imtishan.
And then people are like, who are you?
Yeah. Who? But
And then the trick is to just keep talking.
just to keep talking. But I remember hearing an interview with Starsky, or the actor that plays Starsky, and he was talking about the Gran Torino, and he said the problem in some of the scenes was they used to say stop here. He said I never knew where it would stop. And he said, and you know the whole signature jumping over the
Yeah.
bonnet thing. He said that's how that actually came about. Because I was supposed to stop and then walk around the car, and I couldn't because there wasn't enough room. So I had to jump across the bonnet to get to the other side. And that's where it all kind of
That
started.
suspension was made of pudding.
Oh.
So it just flopped around all over the place. Precision, those cars were not.
Beautiful cars. Beautiful cars.
Guys, I mean, I would have one.
I think there's always the James Bond movies.
Yeah.
Watch all those. They always have just cool cars. And
Aston Martins.
Even Aston Martins, but I mean, even that, what was the one where they were driving the Ford? That was okay. That Ford kicked it.
Ford. Which one?
That was
Well, the Bond movies.
yeah.
You mean Sean Connery era?
Yeah.
Sean Connery was Mach 1.
It was the Mondeo. What was
Mondeo.
Mondeo. That's it. He was driving the Mondeo one time.
Yeah, he drove it to the car park
That
and
was,
forgot
that
about
was
it.
nice though. He drove it a couple times. That was nice. He was
That
in
was
a regular
that
car.
was product placement. Let's
He was
be
in a
honest.
regular car. He managed to kick some butt with the Mondeo. It was good.
He didn't. Didn't you notice? He straight away he stole somebody's Aston Martin, didn't he? After that, no, he won it in a game,
And
didn't
rammed
he?
their
Yeah.
Range Rover into somebody's Jaguar.
Yeah.
That entire car park, by the way, full of
Full of
Fords.
Fords, yes.
It was a massive product placement.
Massive product placement. That
But it
was.
wasn't a good car.
What, the
No.
Mondeo? It's a great car, but is it a Bond car? I don't know.
James Bond, a mid-management executive saloon.
Yeah.
Notice what's happening with this car? People are slowing down
You
as
get
they're driving
respect.
beside to us. The Lexus guy just slowed down and took a look.
Yeah.
There was a gentleman back there in a Tom who slowed down and took a look.
You know what's happening? You know what's actually happening? They're recognizing you!
They're all like, Team
Hey,
Piecowye
what are those
from
guys
Night Time,
doing? What are
man.
they doing in there? What
And
are
he's
they
wearing
doing?
the shirts!
He's real.
He
He's
does
real.
wear the shirts! See, taxi driver.
Taxi
see,
driver.
Looked
People
over.
in the back
He
taking a
just
look.
looked over.
What
yeah.
are they driving? Who's in there?
And then he's
So,
telling me
That's the nice thing about being in a limo is people give you a little bit more respect. And this is a limousine.
Do you think it's respect or it's fear?
Whatever works, I always say. Not picky.
I think it's respect.
You think so?
I think so. I think they just respect. It's a big car. You own a piece of the road.
Yeah.
I got a question. I'm looking over at the dash. Does that have heads-up display?
This one does, yes. It does have a heads-up display, yeah.
Are you using it?
I am actually.
I
Because
love
it's
that
something.
heads-up display.
Well, you know the
I
thing.
didn't though, but I've grown to love it.
Which car did you experience it in? Because there's quite a few of these systems now on the market. BMW, America. The Americas actually
It
were the first to have
It was
them.
in a Lexus.
Right. The good thing about these systems is that the way that they're focused is that they're focused in the distance. So, you know, and people are going to go, this is really, really silly. The fact that I'm even making a point about this, that sometimes you have to, when you look at the dashboard, your eyes actually momentarily have to refocus because the dashboard is much closer to you than the road, which means that you then have to refocus again on the road. Now, some people are going to say that's a fraction of a millisecond, but you know, it all counts, right? Especially if you're doing what's the potential top speed of this car is 250. I'm sure it's limited to 250 kilometers an hour. This is the car that can do 0 to 100 in under 5 seconds. So there's a spec in, so you can read it out.
Okay, I'll
There
take
you
the
go.
specs. Hold on. Okay, I need glasses.
479,000 dirhams. But you know, when you're traveling at that speed, a lot can happen.
479,000.
4.6 seconds.
4.6 seconds. There you
Here's
go.
the crazy thing,
I'm-
right?
I'm
With all
sitting
of
here,
that, fuel
But,
consumption,
but you
9.1.
imagine that millisecond when your eyes are refocusing, a lot has actually happened in that time if you're doing that sort of speed.
Did you notice there's suede leather on the inside of the door?
It's nice, huh?
When have you ever had suede? This is nice. Very nice.
It's
Matches
Valcona
matches
leather.
this leather. What is it? He's got the spec.
Valcona.
There you go. That's what that is. So heads-up displays, yeah. I mean, to finish that off, I think they're actually a very good idea because you know they're sort of floating over the road. And of course, the next evolution of this sort of technology is going to be like navigation systems are going to be heads-up. They're actually going to be superimposed onto the road that you're
I
driving.
hope they do that sooner than later because that would be a lot of help. Because although this navigation system is great because it's showing us even where looks like where there's some
Shows
traffic.
the speed as well. It's quite handy to have the speed limit.
If you can hook up internet to these cars, which you now can do because of course they've got the data cards and stuff, you can overlay Google Maps onto these
Wow.
with actually Google Earth View as well.
I mean, I was at a very clever Clogs presentation in Germany, and they basically, a lot of things they're talking about doing, they've got graphics processors in here. This is going to be like an extension of your laptop. And they basically, all that physical instruments in front of you, Shazad, that's going to be a thing of the past. It's going to be all virtual.
Favorite car?
My favorite car would have to be a Lincoln Town Car.
A Lincoln Town car.
Lincoln Town Car.
Fantastic. Look, they were massive in Saudi. You could probably buy one from there.
I'd love to have one of those. It's just a rolling sofa. Just love the idea that you can lie down in the back seat. The velour seating, please.
Velour.
It's just a plush mobile, and it goes over any bump just like you're on pillows. Favorite car to this day.
Car you most regret getting rid of?
Yeah, it would have to be going back to our Golf.
The Golf,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. That was a great car.
And money no object, car you would go out and buy right now, today, for now.
For here, if I could go and buy a car right here, right now, today, you know, I would be jumping back to that Bentley Mulsanne.
Oh really?
No questions asked. That was a pretty super car.
So do you often judge people before you've met them just by the car that they
Sure.
turn up in?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is a mistake. You should never do that. But
Especially
sure.
for us, because we're never driving our own
Yeah.
cars. But yeah.
Yeah. No.
So, what sort of person would you have expected to turn up today in this car if you knew it wasn't me?
CEO?
CEO,
Yeah.
high-powered.
High-powered.
Yeah.
Someone who's well established in their field. Someone who's a trendsetter, a decision maker. Someone who if you looked at them, you'd say they've done it.
Yeah.
that's what this car's got a great image. It projects a great image on people. It's just got a great look.
That guy in the Jeep on your right is totally checking you out there. There you go.
Look, he's looking at the same thing. He's going to Quattro. I wonder how it is off road.
Probably more comfortable than his Jeep, to be fair.
He's like, up for a challenge.
Well, going over the speed bumps, you don't feel it. I mean, you feel a little bit.
I mean, enough to know they're
enough
there.
to know that they're there, but it's not uncomfortable. It's not making you go, you know, some cars like this bus in front of us is trying to get over.
He's got his lean on.
Yeah, he's got the lean on. He's trying to
turned.
get into the shoulder so that he doesn't hit those speed bumps. You can feel it. Very nice.
No, I think his car.
You know, I was going to say, you know what's really alarming now that we've straightened up? That bus is still leading.
Still leading. Everyone on the other side.
Yes.
I've got a solution. I'm going to modify it. Take one spring off the right, put it on the left. You're fine. You'll just.
So do you actually do a lot of off-roading then in your two Jeeps?
Not as much as we had in the past. Boys gotten a little bit older. A lot of friends we used to go out with have moved on, so not as much. But I think it's time. It's time to get back out. More picnicking.
So not these sort of stuff.
No, we're not
maligned.
We're not bashing the dunes, but you'd go out for still go out and get head up to Snoopy Rock or traverse a little way over to Ras Al Khaimah and stop on the way for something to eat and that you've packed in the back and
just a nice day out.
Just a nice day out.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Yeah.
And usually on routes that if someone wants to go and really bash some dunes up, they can.
Yeah.
And usually just stop and wait and let them go and have some fun and then start again.
Sounds good. To be honest, that's the sort of that appeals to me.
And there's lots of places to do that.
It is actually.
And there's a lot of routes where there's a little bit of traffic.
Isn't it kind of tragic, you think? Because you look around, look how many SUVs are just in this traffic jam that we're in at the moment. But a lot of these cars never actually go outside of Dubai. Yeah. And it's a shame because, like you said, there is a lot out there.
It's when you start talking to people who are in some 4x4s and say, "Have you ever been up to Iraq?" And they go, "No."
Yeah.
What's Ras Al Khaimah?
Yeah. Never been to Sharjah. It's like, really?
Well, you can get you can bypass Sharjah with the formerly named bypass road.
Yeah,
exactly.
To actually bypass Sharjah. So
now called the Emirates Road.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that. That was great.
Hey, thank you. Are you sure I can't convince you to take it off in the sand? Just give it a little bit of a try.
That little bit of sand that just came up, that's about as far as I'm taking it off-road. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the car.
I loved it. We've got to do this more often during the day since we only talk at night.
We only meet in the night normally, which might come across completely
I'm squinting because it's unusual to have sun shining. Beautiful car. I'm glad you let me have a spin in this thing. Really, really nice.
I'm glad you enjoyed
it.
Thanks so much for coming along. Thanks so much for being the first guest on Conversations on the Move.
Woo!